Mesachas Pesachim daf ayin beis. The Mishnah on the bottom of ayin aleph from a beis says shachtu v'nimtza treife b'seises potter shachtu v'nimtza shemoshchu bailam zedei yemashemesu potter. Rashi says the reason why you potter is because you're honest. Since you didn't have to be boidik before you shechted, if it was a treife or not, it was a treife b'seiser, so therefore you potter. Tosis Naim Ayin Gimel argues that the reason why you potter is because you tva bidvar mitzvah. The Panim Iris in his Chuvas has a discussion about what's the halacha if someone eats a chicken and he didn't have to check it for various treifas, and after he eats it, he finds that it has a treifa. Do you need a kapara? Does it have a halacha like a shegeg, since you could have found it out, or your oiness, since you didn't have to check it? And the Panamiris brings a raya from our Mishnah the same way over here when you shoich it and v'nimtza treifa b'seisa, since you didn't have to make a bedika, so therefore you consider the oiness according to Rashi, my hevel, you didn't have to check it out more. So what in the situation when you ate basa oif and you didn't have to check if a treifa, you're potter because of oinus. Ayin Chuvas Marsham that brings the Bechaim that disagrees with the Panamiris, and the Chalkas Yaakov has interesting discussion about if someone bought tefillin from a Sefer Mumcha, and after many years he found that it was possible. The question is if it does need a kapor or not, and the Chalkas Yaakov brings a raya from the Panamiris that it's considered oinus, my havel lemevet, you didn't have to check it more, you could have relied on that Sefer Mumcha. Ayin the Shurim and Brachas Tavov we brought from Shmuel Birnbaum Zachar in the Vacha that said the Gabi Akira mitzvah, you don't say the Chishavlatz is mitzvah, the awesome olive cost of Kilu also, although not over Isser for missing out on a tefillin, you don't have a key mitzvah of tefillin because you didn't put on tefillin all those years. Moving further on, the Gemara discusses Ma'askinon that you shechted the korban for the wrong korban. If they bitoya shmami no Akira bitoyis have Akira. Ayin Rabbi Chanan and Kavitshur Mechelik Beis that he says we have to understand what's the question. The Gemara Akira bitoyis have Akira or lo have Akira. That means you shechted a korban Pesach, you shechted a korban for a different intention. Is that considered as if you were oiker the korban for its intended purpose or not? He says, but this is totally in a tremendous, you say this to Akira and what the gather of the psul of Shloile Shema is. There's two tzadim in what the gather of Shloile Shema is. Either it's the psul Shloile Shema is of machshava peiselas, or the psul Shloile Shema is because without machshava l'shema you're missing the shema in the korban. He says, bishloim of davona is that psul Shloile Shema is machshava peiselas, then you could understand that the Gemara is debating that Akira b'tois is lo have Akira. It's not considered as if you passel the korban. But if the pshat is that you need a lishma on the korban, so even though it was Akira b'tois, but l'maisi you don't have a lishma in the korban. The same way if you wrote a get by mistake Shloile Lishma, you're not going to say since you wrote it by mistake Shloile Lishma it's considered Lishma. You don't have a get that was written Lishma. As Rabbi Chanan says, there's a Tosis in Menachos Daf Mem Gimel that says that if you have chutei tzitzis that were died Lishma and Shloile Lishma, it's possible the same way a mincha that was nikmat Lishma Shloile Lishma. And he brings up Chaim is matmi on Tosis. How could you compare these two halachas? By kimitza it's machshava peiselis. Since it's machshava peiselis, so therefore even when you have Lishma Shloile Lishma, it's hamiyas, it's a machshava Shloile Lishma that passes the korban. However, by chutei tzitzis, that the point is that there's no machshava peiselis by tzitzis. The whole point is that the chutei tzitzis has to be made lishma. So hamiyah, since you have a mitzvah that was made lishma, it's considered lishma. How could Tosis compare these two halachas? So Bachanan says you see from Tosis not like the hanocha of Chaim and like a Bisgrov is Mayich in a sefer that the Geda of Pshul Shloile Lishma by Kotchim is machshava peiselis. Ayin Shurim before in the Samach we mentioned one of the Biskurov's rayas. But he says, Adarabbi, you see from Tosis not like that the point of Machshav Shloile Lishma Bekotchim is that it becomes not miyuchid l'shem kodshim. And so therefore, Tosfos compares kodshim to tzitzis. And it says if that's the case, it's tzorchi now Gemara over here. How could the Gemara say Akira bitoas lo have Akira? As you see from Akira bitoas lo have Akira, that's a machshava pisela. So B'chonin says that the understanding is that the halacha is that stoma l'shma koi by kodshim. The stam of the kodshim is l'shma. And the Hagdora of Machshava Shel Lishma is not a psul ba'alma like the Biskrov, but the Machshava Shel Lishma makes it that this korban is not miyuchad l'shem kodshim. It's mafkia the yichud of kodshim. So therefore the Gemara declares if Akira betois have Akira, lo have Akira, to mafkia the yichud of l'shem kodshim. Ayin sham oid b'zeh. Moving further on, in the sugya of Toeh bidvar mitzvah, b'chaim oizer has an interesting kasha that he asks, what's the halacha if you Toeh bidvar mitzvah d'Rabbanan, are you potter from a korban or not? He says, Be'emes Hatam HaMelech, and the Mishnah on Shar Melech discusses the Shaila, and it says, Be'emes it's a mefurish eshkoil that discusses why is it that we choishes Shem Yaviren Talams B'Shas Rabim, you'll take out a shofar, a megillah, and mavid Talams B'Shas Rabim, you're being Toeh bidvar mitzvah by taking out the shofar, taking out the megillah, it's Toeh bidvar mitzvah, and it's not an aveira. And the Sefer Eshkol says that by megillah, since you're doing a mitzvah d'Rabbanan, that we are choishish, and it's not considered Toeh bidvar mitzvah. However, by shofar, it's a problem, and he explains by shofar, the reason why Chazal were choishish is because we're not beki and bekvi in the yarcha, we're not sure that we're doing a mitzvah or not. It could be today's not yontif, so therefore it may not be considered Toeh bidvar mitzvah. But Chaim Moiser asks from our Gemara over here, the Gemara over here is Mavur, the Gemara discusses that if someone was Toeh and Baal Ishtay Nida is Chayiv, Yevimtay Nida is Potter. The Gemara asks what's the difference between Yevimtay Nida and Ishtay Nida. If it's the Pshat is because Yevimtay Nida did a mitzvah and that's why you're Potter because it's Toeh bidvar mitzvah. Ishtay Nida also you're doing a mitzvah because ich es Simchas Oina. So Chaim Moiser understands that Simchas Oina is only a mitzvah d'Rabbanan, and still, nevertheless, you see that it's considered Toeh bidvar mitzvah. He says Tzarachian has it's this shtim with the halacha of the Eshkol. It's more that if you're oisik a mitzvah d'Rabbanan, you don't say Toeh bidvar mitzvah. That Chaim Moiser is now on that the Chayiv Odom L'samech Ishtel Dvar Mitzvah is only the Rabbanon. The Marsham Das Torah disagrees very strongly. He says that's a chelik of the Chiv Oina Midiraisa, and Be'emes Moshe Feinstein in his Chuvas has an arichas, and he proves from our Gemara that the main Chiv in Bechlal, in the mitzvahs Oina, is the fact that the Ishta is Mishtei law, and that's a Chiv in the rice with the fact that a part from a korban al korcha, it's a Chiv in the rice, and he says all the other Chiyuvim, the Zmanim, are all built on the fact that this is normal time that she is Mishtei law. And Be'emes Chaim Moiser in the brackets brings that Gadol Echad wanted to prove from the Ravid that there is a Chiv deraisa, but Chaim Moiser mistapik that it's better than a steer in the Ravid. Mashmal maybe it's only a Kiyam deraisa, not a Chiyam deraisa. And Ayin Shlomo Zalman over here that asked what happens in the situation that he is in a stav to her, and he says even in such a situation, if afterwards she wants it, it becomes a chiv deraisa and a lav aloi sigra. So Chaim Moiser says a chiddush that there's two separate halachas in the halacha of Toeh bidvar mitzvah. He says Be'emes, Chaim Moiser has an arichas. What's the understanding in the ptur of Toeh bidvar mitzvah? Is it because of your oinus or it's exeis hakosef to mashma the Gemara? Do you learn from exeis hakosef? You learn from avodah zarah that you're oisik specifically in something that's not a mitzvah. However, the Aruch Ner in Sukkah says that the reason why you Toeh bidvar mitzvah is potter is because he misasik, and he asks a kasha, if you eat oila sa'if, you shouldn't have a ptur of Toeh bidvar mitzvah because misasik b'chalav marais chayiv v'shekeinene. So Chaim Moiser says that these two separate halachas, There's a halacha of oinis, and there's a halacha of migzeres hakosov. You learn out from the Zohar that tob no mitzvah is potter. It says that you learn out from migzeres hakosov is only by oisik by mitzvah deraisa. However, by mitzvah derabanan you don't have the gzeres hakosov the kaptur, but hamias the ptur machmas oinis. That's for the Gemara that's similar to oinis. You do have even by mitzvah derabanan. He says that's only when you're oisik in the guf ha-mitzvah. However, when you're oisik in a hechsher mitzvah, you don't have a ptur oinis. You're not being oisik in the actual mitzvah. So he says over here in our Gemara, when you're oisik in the mitzvah of simchas oina, that's the actual mitzvah. So you have a ptur of toibda mitzvah, even by mitzvah derabanan. However, in the case in the Sefer Eshkol, that you're being oisik in a hechsher mitzvah, so you don't have the ptur oinis, you only have the ptur machmas gzeres hakosov by a hechsher mitzvah, so therefore it's only patas by the raisa and not by the rabbanan. I know the Mincha Shloim from Shlomo Zalman that has a few interesting oros on the sugi over here. Is what's the difference? What's the tzad in the Gemara that there's a chilik between a bidvar mitzvah of awesome mitzvah, lo awesome mitzvah, mitzvah the tird that it's the same. If you did the mitzvah, you didn't do the mitzvah, the oinus is the same. And he asks another kasha that according to Hamavur that a bidvar mitzvah is potter. So then in the sugi in Mesachas Yevamis, if someone made a mistake and thought that his brother died and he was miyabim, it should be considered bidvar mitzvah and he should be potter. V'ayin shamoit.